Hey, IG family. It's your girl, Wild Renee. Guess what? It's 7 o'clock on the dot. Man, I'm telling you, these 6 days, woo, it's been a trial, especially since I'm getting ready for my event for tomorrow. So I'm amazed at myself. So I'm just going to pat my own self on the back. This is a good thing. So thank you all for joining me on my live. If you don't know who I am Wild Renee. I am a trauma recovery coach. And I'm going to keep talking until somebody come on. How about that? So welcome to my live, and we're talking about all things divorce. This is day 6. The first 2 days, four days, excuse me, gave you a little background about myself, told you my story of divorce and abuse, and how I felt about divorce. Hello there. How are you? Thank you for joining me. And I have another guest that's coming on. I'm just waiting for her to come on so I can invite her up. And the good thing about this wonderful social marketing and attracting people to your tribe. Hello there. How are you? Attracting people to your tribe and meeting people through the World Wide Web is that you can meet so many people that you actually are not connected to. So there are going to be quite a few people this month that I interview that thank you so much. You guys are amazing. There are quite a few people that I'm going to be interviewing that I'm trying, girl, that I really don't personally know, which means that I'm going to be meeting them for the first time, just like you may be meeting them for the first time if you're a part of my tribe. But if they have their tribe following me or coming on to see them being interviewed, then they'll be introducing themselves to me as well. So this is how networking works, and it's such an awesome thing, and I'm so excited. So I'm just going to wait for her to come on in. I might just text her from my other phone. Yes, let's join each other. Girl, please come on here. Let's join these tribes. Hello, how are you? Thank you for joining. My guest tonight is Jade Monae Green. And I'm going to try to see if we talked for a minute. So let's see. I'm going to see if she's coming on. Are you on? So, again, so let's just talk. So briefly until I see her on and she makes the request. So what I've been talking about for those people who are just joining me for the first time, again, my name is Y Renee. I'm a trauma recovery coach, and I've been dealing with trauma all my life. However, it wasn't until some adult things happened, me coming through domestic abuse, me trying to commit suicide a few times, and also surviving being shot, that I realized that there were certain things that I had to do for myself that regular therapists or professional therapists, and I call myself a professional now, don't get me wrong, but somebody who's licensed, who's gone to school, got college credits and everything. There she is. Um, so I'm going to invite her on while I'm still talking. What I will say is there are some things that I had to learn and do myself that the other people could not help me do. So, Monet, Miss Jada, once you got the request, you should be able to come on in. So I'm just gonna patiently wait. Um, there she go. Hey, beautiful.
Hey.
How are you?
I am well.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I was just kind of giving them a brief synopsis of what had been going on and telling them why I was in the process of telling them why I did this topic. Being a trauma recovery coach, there are certain traumas that I've dealt with that I do understand that most times when I found out, when I went to therapy myself, my therapist told me several times that as much as he wanted to help me, there were 3 things he could not resonate with me, or 4 things. 1, that I was African American and he was not. 2, I was a female and he was not. 3, I had been abused and I had also been gunned down, things he had never did before. But he had been married and divorced, and he did understand that part. However, anything else that I had dealt with, he really couldn't do. So I had to find for myself or fend for myself and figure out how to get past stuck, because I knew there were several people that had not been through what I've been through. Thank you for everybody's joining us live and those watching the replay. We appreciate you. So without me talking any further, because I can go on and on and on about my situation,
I'm listening.
I want to introduce you all, and I'm so honored, to the wonderful Jade Monae Green. Thank you for coming to my live. We've never officially met in person. I know we've commingled on Facebook because of the organization that we're a part of. However, I'm honored that you're here. I just want to say thank you so much. So please tell those who, because I was telling them, your tribe don't know my tribe, and my tribe don't know your tribe. So hopefully
Right.
our tribes will commingle after tonight, and we can make
Yes.
a big old stink in the world. So please
Yes.
introduce yourself to my tribe and reintroduce yourself to your tribe.
Okay. Well, I'm Jada Green. I got my doctorate degree in mental health. I am a grief counselor. I do renovation on houses. I am a leader for a More Life, and I am a sexual assault survivor. I also was gunned down. So funny. I was 19. I was left for dead, raped, and had babies by the man that raped me. What else I can tell you? I just wear many hats. I speak, I mentor, I also get mentored. And I'm just me. At the end of the day, I'm just a woman. People want to keep the hats on us, and I'm just like, at the end of the day, I wind down and I'll be that sometimes that sister that need to be talked to. I'll be that sister sometimes need to be ministered to, and sometimes I just need to let my hair down and just don't talk to nobody. So, whatever feels good for me at that moment, I have to, take that personal time for myself. So, too much about me.
Well, you know what? First of all, again, I'm honored. Thank you for blessing my life with your presence. And I guess one of the things that I was thinking about of you just said so much that I'm probably gonna have you back if you're available in the month of October when I really deal with stuff on domestic violence and things of that nature. Because I don't know if you do know my history. However, I am a DV survivor as well. I was a DV survivor. I'm out of my abusive relationship now. Well, it's 15 years, and again, like, I was gunned down and also tried to commit suicide. So those topics right there, I mean, I always enjoy getting with people who are survivors so we can let them know that we're here,
Mhm.
and that we understand and that we want to help, and that there's good life on the other
Absolutely.
side of abuse. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so let's get started. The reason why, and I'm just gonna ask you a few questions, like I told you before. If you feel some kind of way or something you don't want to answer, by all means, just say, Renee, that ain't none of your business, or man, your business, and I'm gonna man my business.
I'm very transparent. I'm very transparent. I do
um,
this.
the the way this conversation started. So the first question I'm gonna ask you is the way this started off and why I decided to do this, other than me trying to be more visible, to attract a certain tribe and clientele for myself, but also it's just conversations that need to be had because we're not having them. And so I was at a conference and one of the things came up. We were talking about our status, and this one girl said, well, are you married, divorced, or single? I said, you know what, you asked that and I kind of feel some kind of way, because I want to say I'm single. However, I am also divorced. So my thing was, well, man, when do we stop using the term divorce? Because divorce, for the most part, we all know, really comes with negative connotation. And I was having another conversation today, and I was talking with my girlfriend, and I was like, when somebody asks you, well, when somebody says they want to talk to you, you say, well, I'm divorced. And they be like, well, how long you been divorced? Why was your marriage? What happened in your marriage? And that's all those type of questions, right? But then I fall into another category because now I'm 50. So when somebody say, and I say, well, I'm single. Girl, why you single? You ain't never been married. Why you by yourself?
Yes.
It's you get it bad on both. And I just want to say I am. How about that? If I just say I am, is that wrong? So that's how the conversation got started. So the first question I want to ask you, of course, since you are now or since you've been divorced, do you use the connotation divorce, single, or how do you feel about it? Or I didn't even ask. By chance, are you remarried?
No, I'm not. I'm freshly divorced for 2 years. I've been divorced
Okay.
2 years.
Okay.
And we're military family. And yeah, that's been a problem for me because I've been like, oh my God, I gotta put divorce down. They say separated, divorce. I'm like, because when I tell people that, I'm divorced, they're like, girl, you are? I just can't believe nobody would want to be with you. And I'll be like, oh my God, I feel so bad. Or I get that, or I get, you're single, why? Are you having a hard time with getting a man? And I say, I'm single by choice, you know. And then I told them the reason why that I didn't want to get in a relationship right off because I needed to find myself. after my divorce, because you talking about when you said trauma and triggers. When I was going through my marriage, my ex is in military, and I do a lot of traveling, and so he was pursuing me so strongly, and
Right.
very quiet, meek man, and I'm just like, oh God, yes, he ain't got to be the churchy man, as long as he loves you, me, and he's just we're gonna flow.
Oh wow. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna try to say something, people, because people are joining in. So I want to say again, thank you all for joining us live. Those who are watching the replay, we really appreciate you. But my good girlfriend Tanya, thank you for joining us. That's one of my sisters. We in the DV game together. She's also a therapist, social worker. She say people ask you like what happened or what's wrong with you. They always want to put something like it off on us. And that's another thing too. We'll have another conversation about that, because I do have
Yes,
men coming on this month, which I'm amazed. I'm so excited about that as well.
yes,
However, it's always, well, what's wrong with you, girl? Something wrong with you. Why something gotta be wrong with me? What's wrong with
right.
me? So that's the problem too. So thank you for saying that. Thanks, Tanya. I appreciate you. Hello, Yolanda. Thank you for joining us in
Hey,
Skin
lady.
Innovation Essentials. Thank you all. So you already answered my next question, was how long you've been divorced. So you say recently for 2 years. So it's very fresh for you. How
Mhm.
long were you married?
8 years.
8 years. Okay. Was this your first marriage?
It's my second.
Your second. Okay. So you've been divorced before, or are you a widower? I mean, a widow.
No, actually, it was a mutual thing. It was more of a mental health with him, and he didn't
Mhm.
want to drag me along. But I was in for the long haul because we didn't have those issues, but the mental health was getting very dangerous. So
Okay.
we had just kind of we're still friends. You
That's
know,
good.
but this one here, mm-mm.
The second one was the traumatic one for you. Awesome.
Honey.
Understood. 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 Okay. So, okay, so you could talk about when I ask you these questions, you could actually, if they refer to one or the other, you could just say my first or second, or if you just want to focus on the second one because that's the one that caused you the most trauma,
Mhm.
we could focus on that one. It's your choice. But however these questions resonate with you, that's what we'll go with.
Okay.
So now that you have been, when you decided to get divorced, I'll kind of jump around here. What efforts did you put any efforts into saving your marriage, or were you pretty much like when you realized that you wanted to get a divorce, or were you just pretty much done and you didn't care?
I was really trying to save my marriage. I actually went and got counseling for myself before I even asked him, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't me. I went in prayer, but I always wanted to get with other women that's married that had a really solid marriage. I had even tried to talk to him. I wanted to let's date again. Let's whatever I need to do. Is it me? Is it something that you need to point out with
Mm-hmm.
me? So I really was putting all the effort. So I know if anything happened, I done my part. I even stopped ministry. I stopped doing a lot of things. I didn't do nothing because I was trying to save my marriage. I just sat at home. I did work at home. I'm like, okay, I need to spend more time with my husband even more because I need to see what's going on. But he was so distant from me, and well, I know now because he had other women. So, you know, and so I really put a lot in it to. I didn't want to get divorced. I really, I didn't want to get a divorce, but it was getting so bad for my mental health,
Mm-hmm.
uh, my health, because I had a falling out. I fell out under the car because I was so stressed out. I thought I had a
Mm.
stroke,
Mm.
but I was so stressed because I was in
Mm-hmm.
a place that I wasn't familiar. Because I'm here on the coast, I don't have family here, so it was just me and him and his family. And
Okay.
then, so I was just like, okay, this is not it.
So you said something that kind of triggered something. When you first introduced yourself, you said that you're a part of, that you have your degrees and you deal with mental health and things of that nature. When you, how long have you had your degrees since before you got married or while you were in your
Mhm.
marriage? Okay,
Before
so
I got
this is
married.
this is the question I'm asking. So while you're dealing with your own mental health issues, how difficult? Because the saying goes that doctors are their own worst patients. So do you
Mhm.
feel like you weren't able to help yourself through? I mean, I believe in getting help from other places, professional or just like wise counsel from friends or pastors or things of that nature. But even with you having a whole degree and knowing the ins and out of mental health and the ins out, did you feel like you were still failing yourself and him in the mental health area because of everything that was going on?
To agree, I was, because I was trying to analyze. I was like, oh Lord, I don't want to try to analyze my husband as a patient, because I'm seeing all this mental illness. And so I started diagnosing him like, this man got this going on. He's dealing with things in his childhood that haven't been resolved, and he's bringing it out marriage. And then, and that's how I was. And I'm like, okay, Jada, what are you going to do? Okay, you can't get in this place. So I was really trying to keep myself together, but it was hard for me. I tell people all the time, I said, I was the patient. I became my own patient. And I'm trying to, like, what am I going to do? Who am I going to tell this to that I'm dealing with narcissist in my own house that's playing this manipulating game with me in my mind, but I'm already on point with him, but I still had to keep myself at a calmness to try to see where he's playing the game at, so I can keep myself, a step ahead. Okay. And it was becoming difficult for me because I'm like, okay, I'm a counselor, but now I need counseling, but I'm dealing with mentalness right now. I'm broken. I'm ready to trip. I'm looking at other women on my thing. They didn't know I put a camera in my house. I'm ready to shoot. I'm ready to do everything. My whole mindset was just like, let's go home, fly home.
You flipped.
Yeah, I did. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, you flipped.
Because as I was asking him questions, he said, why would you ask me something like that? Are you stupid? Who gave you a degree? He was playing his mind game, and I'm like, dude. And so I'm still trying to keep my composure at the moment. My friend, like, don't lose it, because this is what is the game for him. So he can say, I told y'all she wasn't anything. It was jealousy. Who called you? Who done this to you? Why? I'm military. Who are you? You jealous of my women? You jealous?
Oh, wow. The audacity.
I just said, I'm just being my mind. And
the audacity.
And so I really had to finally cry out to some other friends that I met here. I'm like, look, I don't know who else to talk to. I felt comfortable with a couple of ladies that I met. I need to lay on your sofa. I need to vent. I got something going on in my house. I don't have family here. I can't tell nobody. But I'm about to knock this man off his head off his shoulder. I'm done. And I had a nervous breakdown in the midst of it.
Oh, wow. I
couldn't even tell nobody because it was going on for the last 2 years. And I was really trying to keep myself together and ministering and counseling other people, but I wasn't taking care of me.
And that's the issue too. So I wasn't gonna bring her. You've said it quite a few times. And again, I apologize, even though you said it didn't make a difference. So, after I did a little research and did some homework, after I put the flyer out there and we had been talking inbox, I looked on your page and I was like, oh, Lord, she a prophetess. Oh, God, I can put a title on there. And I know you said you're not big on titles, but since you brought up ministry, let's talk about ministry. I'm so glad that this is coming out. This wasn't one of my questions, but however, I could talk about myself, and then I'm going to ask you a couple questions. So when I was going through my divorce, when I was going through my abuse, I didn't tell anybody because fear, whatever have you, embarrassment, all that other good stuff. So when it finally came out that I was being abused, when he started telling people once he put me out of our home, now we talk about church. Now, mind you, I wasn't really necessarily a member of a particular church at the time. I was kind of in between churches. However, I did have counsel from people who I served a woman of God in ministry who's a prophet. I still serve her to this day. But so I would talk to her finally. And I talked to some other people who I got counseling from. But when we talk about the church, I just really feel like, and you said, well, I said that right, because I got a problem. I got a problem on two reasons. And the other reason I'm going to talk about during DV month, because there's two different lanes. I'm trying to stay in this lane of divorce. But most times, most churches either... I feel, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, everybody has their own opinion, but this is Renee's opinion. So this is Renee 1-1. This is my own personal Bible. So I feel that when we talk about divorce in the church, it's another taboo topic that nobody really wants to talk about. Nobody wants to deal with it. They always want to tell us to go in the corner and pray and work it out. And even if the marriage ain't all that good, they can be beating me upside my head. They can know that he's a habitual cheater or whatever have you. They'll give you biblical scriptures about divorce. They'll tell you that you're supposed to stay and work it out, regardless of what's going on, even if you're coming for counsel. And then the minute you get divorced or the divorce becomes final, I've noticed, not myself, because I could care less, and a lot of people that know me know, but I've noticed other people in churches that once they get divorced, here we come with the negative connotation. Here we go with the the scarlet letter on our chests. And again,
Mhm.
and it's that whole double standard. So any men on here, don't feel some kind of way. You can join in this conversation, pull my coattail. You don't like what I'm saying? I can't wait till I get these two men on my panel later on this month, because these are the conversations I want to have. Once we
Yeah.
get divorced, the scarlet letter is on our chest. We're deemed bad goods. We're gonna have an attitude, this, that, and the other. But men, they like pick up like ain't nothing wrong. They don't need no help. It was all her fault. She crazy. Or even if the church know that he was a not
Mhm.
a upright man or whatever have you, they still like patting him on the back, and him being divorced is okay, but me being divorced is like it's a curse.
Oh, I can't
So
wait.
dealing in ministry, this is what I'm asking you. So since you are, since you're recognizing you're actually hold an office in ministry, not just the title,
Mhm.
but you hold an office in the fivefold.
Yes.
When it comes to ministry in your area, when you deal with people, you say you counsel people on that level too. What is your take on divorce in the church?
And I'm so glad you said that, because my intake on that, I had a lot of them that want me. They was like, well, this, that, but I said, well, the Bible did say this, but we take it and want to twist it to our own sayings. The Lord don't tell us to. He don't like divorces, but He don't tell us to be stupid. He don't say, well, let this person kill you, or don't do all this. And I tell them people that going through stuff, I'm like, look, what do you want to do? I'm going to support you on either way. If you want to stay, and I'm going to give my opinion, if I feel if you're in danger, I don't think you should be married. If you're going to lay there and allow him to kill you, might well kill yourself. That's what I told one lady. If you're going to allow him to beat you, I mean, this when I say beating, it's to the point where she can't walk
Wow.
beating. But sometimes we have to be the friend or the sister or the friend enough to be their sight, their ear, their faith for them. I got to be your strength for you, sister. I'm taking you out of this because you can't think for yourself. I do it all the time when it get to that place. And yeah, I got criticized for even divorcing my husband. I got preached on, and I just stood there and I'm just like, that's your opinion, because I went to God for myself. But also, I know God don't let us be spiritually ignorant to just sit there and allow someone to beat you or mistreat you. Well, the thing with my husband, he broke our covenant once he cheated.
Right.
He broke the covenant with God first, because he married God first. So I told him, I said, you broke the covenant right there. That was the ground of divorce. But I still sat there. So you was manipulating me, trying to, with the words of you're not nobody. And so what it was trying to do was get me back when I got raped when I was a little girl. When I felt I wasn't anything. I didn't know who I was, because he would bring up, when I told him, hey, I got something to do. You want to go with me? And so when I talk about my past to these girls that have been sexual assaulted, he will use that against me at home. That's why that dude raped you.
Oh
That's
wow.
why you have babies by a rapist. And so I told him, you can't play with my mind on that, because I'm free. I'm not in bondage to that. I use that stepping stone to go up. And so he get with these wannabe pushover preachers, because there's a lot of preachers that get in the pulpit using their title to go down on women or other people. And a lot of them ain't called. They just getting up there because they sound good. And we got to be knowing who to be around and who not. But I'll check them real quick. I'll check them real quick.
Good. Good. I'm
I'm
glad
not
to hear
that. I'm
that.
not that one.
I'm glad to
Um,
hear that. So, were there in the ministry that you're in, were there people, your leadership, that kind of like frowned upon you, that tried to chastise you, or was your leadership pretty supportive?
well, my leadership was real supportive. I was reaching out to them about it. They was trying to talk to him. He didn't want to talk. He was like, another man can't tell him anything. And so they just like, well, Jada, whatever you do, we support you. I say, ask me, was he beating me? I said, no, he gets in my face. He want to provoke me. He said, well, when he get like that, just leave or something like that. But they was really supportive. They was calling, making sure I was okay. I was glad I had that
That's
team of
good.
people. And
Right.
then some of his family members, when they got to know me, they were just like, hey, I know you going through this. Let him go. Because I really was trying to hold on to him. I thought he needed just mental health because he's military. I'm thinking about the PST and all that stuff. No, this is just your character, and I'm going to let you be back to the community where you came from. And that's what I told him.
So now we talk, because I'm gonna start kind of going to the end because I want to hear about how you feel now. But I want to know, like, what now? Because your first one, you said it did for health reasons, but you guys are very still close. So I won't
Mhm.
count the first one. But the second one, what triggers you now? And when you get triggered, how do you maneuver through the trigger?
Now I really I haven't let no one really got close to me yet.
Okay.
When I do be kind of attracted to somebody, I'll be kind of like I'll step back. I
Okay.
really haven't done it yet. I'm ready to date. I really know I've been getting some great men coming. I just haven't gave them the chance. And so I'm still like, okay, I might just not be ready,
So you're
but I
still in
don't
the
want,
healing process. You feel like you're
yeah,
still in the healing process. Okay.
yeah, I think I am. And I don't want to bring no baggage to a next relationship. So
Exactly.
I'd rather be overdue
Okay.
than, kind of still half done and maybe got something because I don't want to go through that no more. I want to make sure I'm ready for whoever I can give him 100%. So if I'm still in that, well, I'm enjoying my peace within me. I learned to love me again. I take myself on dates. I had to learn first to be by myself first. So I want to feel like I have to need a man to lay up under me all the time. I need someone to comfort me. I had to learn Jada. I had to learn me again because I had lost the love for myself. I thought I was this ugly woman. He had knocked my self-esteem down so low. And so I took time out, and I still do. Like tonight, I'm going to take myself to dinner. I got cute to go take myself to dinner because I want to continue to love me. And I said, um, I have men that I can see that same character in. When some of
Mm-hmm.
them approach me, I'll be like, no, sir, I just came up out of that. And
All
so
right
he's going
then.
to have to really come with it. He's going to have to really already be fully whole, like a woman. Men have to be whole, too.
Amen.
They
Say
got to be
that.
whole.
Yeah,
I
they
need you
do.
to be whole mentally, physically, financially. I ain't trying to
Emotionally.
be
Yes.
nobody baby mama. I ain't trying to be your mama. Let me wear the hats when it's necessary. When you need me as your friend, I'll be your friend. When I need to be your wife, I want to be your wife. When I might need to be the pastor to you at the moment so we can pray together, and I'm there. I need to be your freak, whatever it needs to be, we're gonna be that. I'm just being
Yes.
honest.
You better tell it.
Because, we have to do all those things, but I don't want to take up nobody else's trash that he brought to me. And
Right.
so I had to know my own worth, and I'm loving it.
That's good. I'm
I'm
so
loving it.
proud. I'm so glad to be connected to you. I'm so proud of you. This conversation is good for me, and you is helping me. So I want to say hello to everybody who's joined. I haven't really been able to count it because she's saying some good stuff, y'all. I didn't want to interrupt her, but thank you for everybody who's joining us on the live and also on the replay. Delvin. Delvin is one of the men who will be joining me. I'm so excited. I can't wait for him to come on. Delvin is a good friend of mine. We met in ministry some years ago. We don't
Yeah.
get to see each other often, but we always follow each other on Facebook and things like that. So I can't wait to have him on the show. I'm so excited. So, well, show, live, whatever it is, you coming on. Amen. So
Amen.
I just really want to say I appreciate you.
Mhm.
What you've been given, hopefully, has helped somebody. You've given me some good nuggets. So it seems like you want to date again. So even though you've been down this road twice, even though the
Mhm.
first one was not traumatic, yeah, the show. Even though the first one was not traumatic, it was mutual and understanding you all are still
Mhm.
very close today. Has he remarried by chance?
Yes,
Okay.
he has.
Okay. So,
Yes.
well, that's my next question's after question in that man. So, so so now, do you think you want to get married again? Do you believe that you want to be married
Yeah,
again?
I believe I am. I bring value to the table. Girl, I bring value.
You better
Mentally,
tell
spiritually,
somebody.
financially, yes, we gonna build a legacy, whoever he is. I just told God, just make sure he get ready for me.
That's right. I think, two, I think that for me, again, I'm older and I was married. I grew up in my marriage and I was only married one time. And I've
Mm.
been divorced now 11 years. And there are days when I say I'm ready to do it again. Then there are days where I say I ain't ready to do it again. You know what I'm saying? So you got to
Understand.
know your lane. And for me, I could talk about my triggers because of the hell I went through in my marriage. And because my ex-husband was so charming, so charismatic, so loving to everybody else. showed me how to, you know, he was good to everybody but me when it came to being inside the marriage. But when he first met me, he was wonderful. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, I didn't walk down the street and see him jumping on somebody else and be like, "Ooh, stop beating her, come be with me." That's not how that worked. He
Right.
was, you know, he was cool to be around. However, now, even at this late day in the game, age, whatever you want to call it, um, I feel some kind of way because my trust level is not really there. Because if he could manipulate me, you know, it's like I'm looking at you out with the side eye, like, what you want?
Mm-hmm.
What you want? What's behind your niceness? Why you so nice? Why you
Right.
trying to treat me? You know, even though I want to be treated like a woman, I want the gentleman, I want the open doors, I want the
Right.
courting, I want all that good stuff.
Right.
But what you want? What you want?
Right.
What you really what when
I
you gonna show
feel
me the
that.
you know I feel like Ike and Tina Turner when he came back out the bed, he was nice for me and he came back out the bag, he was
Mm-hmm.
like, I was wondering when the real Ike was gonna show back up again after they had separated. He came back at the end. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I feel. When your real PR, when the PR person gonna go away? When I'm gonna see the
Right.
real you? Then I have
Right.
to beat myself up because I tell people all the time,
Mm-hmm.
we're an ever evolving people. I've been
Right.
on this, we've been on this live now 31 minutes. Okay. I'm
Mm-hmm.
even by listening to you and the value that you brought to this conversation, I'm not the same why Renee I was 30 minutes ago.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
after freeing yourself of some of the stuff that you said, I'm quite sure you're not the same Jada you were
Mm-mm.
30 minutes ago. Something
No.
you said probably helped yourself like it's helping everybody who's listening.
Tell me. Yeah. I
So
mean, true story. Thank you.
if we're ever evolving people, the thing that I think, other than the fact being we fail to communicate with people how we feel, we're not honest with ourselves, we're not honest with them when we're talking to people, is that we forget that one, we're human, and
Mm-hmm.
two, we're ever changing. If you can't communicate through the change, if you can't understand or tell people that they're human, they're not perfect, quit putting people on these pedestals, take them with their good, their bad, their indifference, their uglies, their pretties, or whatever
Mm-hmm.
have you, because
Right.
marriage is work. It's a job. If you spend 8 hours on your job, you definitely spending 16 on your marriage. You know what I'm saying? And I always start this off, and I had a conversation with everybody. If you're walking into marriage, and while you're talking marriage, if something comes out where you say, well, if we get a divorce, then you might as well not even get married, because you put divorce out there. Words are powerful, words have meaning. You've
Mm-hmm.
already pretty much damaged your marriage before you even say I do. And something else somebody said to me today was, and it makes perfect sense, people have intention on being married, they get the ring, they set a date, then they seek counsel. How about have the intention on being married, have the conversation, get counseling. If the counseling works out where you all are compatible, then get the ring, then
Mm-hmm.
set the date. Still while going through counseling through all of this, because then I think that during that time you can find out what the hiccups are, where you're indifferent, if you're honest with each other and
Right.
with yourself. You can find out where the differences are, the indifferences are. See if you can meet a happy medium. See if one person has is a better person. Like, let's just say finances. If you're better at finances than I am, I'm okay with releasing all of that to you, and I'm okay with it
Mm-hmm.
because I trust you with my life. If I'm marrying you, I should trust you with every fiber of my
Mm-hmm.
being. And that's where I think a lot of things fail. So when I'm having tell them, Delvin, counseling is important. When I'm
Yeah.
having, one of the reasons why I'm having these conversations is not just to bring or talk about per se divorce and the triggers. I also want people who are considering being married, thinking about counseling, thinking about doing this for the second, third, fourth, fifth time, however many times you feel like you need to get it right. And there's no
Mm-hmm.
judgment for anybody who does anything, because some people
Mm-hmm.
just, I mean, hey, if you ain't get it right with the one person, you feel like you're not supposed to be alone for the rest of your life. The Bible says better to marry than to burn, period. Point blank. So if you think that you're not getting it right, the fact being is, I won't hope that some of these conversations that I'm having with these wonderful people that have blessed me to come on and have these conversations with me will say something that resonates with you, that you can take back to your relationship if you're in one. Excuse me. You could take back and put it in the Rolodex if you're not in one. And if you're in the midst of getting a divorce, if it's a chance to salvage it, you find something to salvage it. But if it's not, be okay that it's not. Don't allow
Mm-hmm.
certain things to trigger you while you're in the midst of it to cause it to go on longer. I tell people all the time, my divorce could have been over with 90 days. 90 whole days. We had absolutely nothing. And I walked away. This ninja held me in court for a year, 2 months, and 9 days for no reason. No reason. Other than being vindictive, other than being controlling, manipulative, if I wasn't going back, there was nothing you could do to make me change my mind. And you shouldn't have wanted me to come back in the mindset I was in, just be for real, but just being spiteful. And so, like I said, these conversations is for that reason. So, Miss Jada, I just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's a pleasure having you on here, and hopefully we'll talk some. Well, I know we're gonna talk some more because I'm gonna have you on in October, most definitely. So,
I love that word, ninja.
I try to be politically correct without being too negative, but you know, it's some words. You know, you got your words. I like colorful words. I'm trying to tone them down because they get this right here. Give me in a whole bunch of trouble, and I got a whole bunch of my words bring colors to my sentences, and they make me feel good. So, but is there anything you want to say in closing? Is there anything that you have going on in the great state of Mississippi? Like, are you involved in anything? Are you do you have are you doing any ministry things? Do you have a platform? Are you looking for people to join your coaching program if you have a coaching program or anything like that? Please feel free.
Actually, I'm going to open up a school. School is called I Am School of Trades. I am opening that up to help parents or people that can't afford college. I was awarded $2.8 million from these are private people that are going to pay for their tuition. Only thing they'll have to pay is the $3.99 registration for their books and their graduation, but the tuition will be free. I'm still on the works of that, which we're trying to launch it in September. I want to do it virtual. I don't care where they at.
What type of trades are these? What are they going to do?
So far, I got 4 is construction. We're going to do sheetrock class. We got 1 going to be business administration because I am a business broker, so I help establish businesses. So I'm going to teach them personal development. We're going to have someone to teach them how to dress, how to talk. Instead of just getting them school, but we need to teach them how to live. Finances, and so we're going to have all that. It's going to be custom made, the curriculum for them, but it'll be able to help them with jobs. So I got a couple companies here locally that will allow them to work at their job and will pay them. And so I'm looking to branch out, to get others in different states that will allow, the people to come and
well, girl, look, let's talk conversation because the sister needs some more trades under her belt. I'll be more than happy to collaborate something with you. So let's have some conversation. That's what I'm talking about. Let's do this. It's all about collaboration for me. It's all about trying to, because we can't do it by ourselves. A lot of times people fail because you can't do it by yourself. Trying to do it by yourself, you can only do so much. That's why eventually you need a team. That's why eventually you need assistance, and it's great. So I'm so excited for you. Anything else going on?
No, just traveling and just the only thing I do a lot of counseling. That's it, and it helps me. So
okay, all right, well, awesome. If you all need a professional counselor, please by all means follow Miss Jada on her IG. She's on here, and I'm going to tag her when I put the video in the IG Watch TV or whatever the heck it's called afterwards. IG Watch TV, IGTV, that thing. I'm gonna put it on there, and I'm gonna tag her. So you all please follow her. And if you have any questions or if you want to connect with her, please inbox her. I thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Thank you, Miss Jada. I really appreciate you. I can't wait to talk to you again. You are definitely a blessing, not just to me, but to the body. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep your head up, girl. And I already know just by talking to you, even being a therapist, I think that you already know you can identify a trigger. And I think, like, I assist people to figure out what the trigger is and to how to maneuver through it, because the trauma never goes away. However, it's what you do when you're triggered in the moments afterwards that's how we learn how to live in life and to survive. So again, I'm blessed. Thank you so much for blessing my life with your presence. And everybody, thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching the replay, if you have any questions, please comment below and I'll get back to you, or either hit me in my DM. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow night. So tomorrow 7. Okay, so tomorrow night, while I'm on here, Tomorrow is my event here in the Chicagoland area. I have 2 free tickets left. If you're here and you want to join me, the Level Up Tour Chicago is in Oak Brook, Illinois. You will have 5 amazing conference speakers. We're all bringing something to the table. We're doing workshops, meaning that we're going to be interactive with you. We're going to expect you to participate back with us. We're going to give you good whole content to take with you. And it's going to help you level up in life. And I'm so excited about doing it. We'll be at the DoubleTree in Oak Brook, Illinois from 8 a.m. The actual event will start at 9. So you come between 8 and 9 to mingle, meet the speakers, purchase anything from our vendors, things of that nature. And we'll be there to roughly about 3 or 4 o'clock. And we're going to give you added value. I'm telling you, this is something that you don't want to miss. I have 2 free tickets left. However, if you miss the 2 free tickets, and you still want to come, you can pay at the door. It's $35. $35 is a drop in a bucket compared to everything that you're going to walk out of there with. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Miss Marie. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you enjoyed the conversation. And so, yeah, hit me up about the Level Up Conference. And we will talk again. So tomorrow, what I was saying was, right now, I didn't put anybody in the slot for 7 p.m. tomorrow, only because I didn't know what was going to happen, when the conference was going to be over, if I was going to be tired, or if I was going to be doing something else afterwards. So as of right now, I'm going to say it's a possibility. I may not go live. However, if somebody inbox me and say they got 15, 20 minutes, I'll make it happen tomorrow, just because I want to keep this conversation going and I need to be consistent. So even if not, maybe if I don't have anybody to interview, I still probably pop on for a few minutes and talk about divorce a little bit. But I just want to let you all know, if you don't see me, that's why, because tomorrow is Level Up Chicago, the Chicago experience. So we're excited. So again, with that being said, good night, everybody. Thank you again, Miss Jada. You have a wonderful evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.